I hope the weekend was fair to your sporting aspirations, depending on which side of the divide you belong. 28 minutes before 8 o'clock this wonderful Monday morning. It's a new day, it's a new weekend. We're excited about it. You're listening to the Integrity Station, Splash 105.5 FM, broadcasting live from the big city of Ibadan, capital of Oyo State, Nigeria. It's my pleasure to welcome you on board a new edition of the program, Sports Bank. Remember, it's live this morning, and we're trusting that you're with us. And from now till 8 o'clock, we're going to give ourselves the best and the latest in the world of sport. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Wherever you're listening from, I say welcome on board. Remember, you can, be part of what we do right here via different platforms. You can go to our website, www.splashfm1055.com. Just click the icon that shows Listen Live, and let's do this together. You can also listen to us via Radio Garden and tune in on our applications. Just get on board and let us be friends, on the program. Okay, on our Twitter this morning, we've got a long list of things of your checklist. And, to comment on this morning, Novak Djokovic claiming 100 ATP title. Arsenal lifting FA Community Shield, Messi failing to show up at Barcelona, Hamilton cruising to victory at Belgian GP. Which of this is the highlight of your weekend this morning? Get on our Twitter page at Splash FM 1055 and let us know what you think about them. It's going to be another exciting moment in the world of sports this morning. I promise you that. Okay, this morning I've got the great duo of Feromi Adegboyega and of course Ayobami Animashaun this morning. Hey, why? Good morning to you.
Good morning to you today. Good morning to Feromi. Good morning to Aziz, and good morning to the listener out there. What a weekend we had right in the world of sport. Not just from football, obviously FA Community Shield, took center stage, as well as French Ligue 1 matches. Then ultimately the UEFA Women's Champions League final as well. Wolfsburg has similarly turned this into their right, and
Lyon,
I beg your pardon, to their right, and they dispatched VfL Wolfsburg ladies team in an emphatic fashion. Right,
they're the Real Madrid of Women's Champions League.
I think they're even way more than that. They've won it 5 times now consecutively.
Madrid
did that just 3 times
back then,
or say 4 times in 5 years.
5.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yes,
that was way back in the 1960s. But so
you raised that record from them.
But just away from football as well, Lewis Hamilton is relentless in pursuit of so many records set by Michael Schumacher. And, with his win at Belgian Grand Prix yesterday as well, he has now moved just 2, wins away from equaling Schumacher's record of, I think, 89 Grand Prix won. So you can imagine how close this man is. And yet, he's still regarded as, the odd one out in the world of Formula One, being the fact that he's just the only black driver in that particular sport. But hey, I'm delighted to be on Sport Bank once again, and let's do this.
Great to have you, Ayobami Animashaun. Feromi Adegboyega.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to you, Tunde. Good morning to you, and of course, Aziz. I know these 2 guys are happy this morning.
Just
let me just leave it at that. It's just what it is anyway. In the world of football, in the world of basketball, not forgetting Formula One. It's an exciting weekend, and we're so excited that sports is actually back again, especially football. Basketball, with what actually happened during the course of last week. But eventually, the basketballers have decided to actually come back, and they've been giving us exciting moments right there. Clippers actually qualified to the semifinals of the Western Conference right there, and of course they'll be awaiting their semifinalists like that. And of course football, talking about the FA Cup, Arsenal doing a very good job against all odds, and they were quite decent on that particular game against Liverpool, and it shows that Arteta, he needs to be backed. He has shown that he has what it takes, he knows what he's doing, and at this point in time, if he gets the necessary backing, the necessary signings, I think he will actually prove doubters wrong at this point in time.
I have a question about Mikel Arteta this morning for you guys. Even though it would seem that he learned his trade under Pep Guardiola, but some have said he's winning the Mourinho way because he knows when to get really defensive, and he has shown that. Any validity in that narrative?
Yeah, there is a validity, but I think it's also right to to toe that line because you realize you want to juxtapose the quality in Arsenal squad with any of the teams he has faced using that approach. I mean, Man City in the FA semi-final, Chelsea in the final. Maybe you can take that out, and then Liverpool, on Saturday. You realize that the quality of players he has, right, that doesn't match up with that of Liverpool. And he just inherited the team barely.
For those who have criticized Mourinho, winning in rather defensive way in the past. Maybe it's not, justified.
No. Mourinho's case is totally different. He was the one that built the squad. I mean, at Chelsea, he came in, of course, he was given enough money, enough backing.
And he won loads.
Obviously, but I'm talking about the approach.
Tactics.
Yes.
Yes. So I think as long as I don't think anybody should criticize that. As long as you have a method, you have
that works for you.
That works for you, and you are getting a result.
Even if the fans don't enjoy it.
The fans want results. If the fans are getting expressive football and they're not getting results, they will complain. So it's better for you to get results, get the titles, get a trophy.
The want of fans is like that of human beings. It is insatiable. I remember the story of a certain Tunde Olawuwo at Stoke City. While he came on board, they were stabilizing the Premier League, and the fans were, started asking for more. They felt, having actually turned themselves to a perennial campaigners rather than the EPL, they deserve more. They want entertaining football, and since Tony Pulis couldn't guarantee that, he got sacked. And we all know the story of Stoke City.
Chris Alton was sacked at Brighton.
So I think Valverde was sacked because of that. He was not playing their kind of Baka DNA
I think there is always that different level of rules right there.
Yeah, we can go on and mention names.
But I think for Arteta, actually, I think we should really just be cautious with him. Fine, he's actually doing something credible. But I think one thing that is most important is to see whether indeed Arsenal hierarchy are pretty much ready to back him. There are some certain managers that would really show a lot of promises when they have little resources to work with. Others would fail when they are given enormous resources. So we need to be cautious which of the divide Arteta will belong to. Now that they seem to be
Arteta looks like the real deal.
But the thing is, he has shown that with the little quality he has, he can deliver. So why not try him with the best quality?
Little quality.
Yeah, little quality in that sense.
Are we not underrating the squad? That's Arsenal.
I think we should look at the kind of players that actually came out against Liverpool.
These are not the best striker in the league right now.
Best striker in the league. Can you say they have the best midfield? Can you say they have the best defense
in the league?
Best
midfield? Maybe take out Man City.
Maybe take out Man City.
Yes.
You can't compare that kind of midfield to that of Liverpool.
What's in that Liverpool team? They've got runners.
Yeah, they have runners, but then in that midfield, these are players that actually
they've won.
They've won.
I think
get this job for you.
I think when you're rating the midfield in England, I wouldn't say Arsenal belong to the top 2. I would give that to City and.
But maybe they're in the top 4.
Yeah, sure, they should be.
Maybe in the top 3.
No. I would have Chelsea ahead of them.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
Chelsea's midfield?
Yeah. Arsenal's midfield, I
hope you're not counting out Ozil because he's still in that squad.
Ozil is counted out already.
No,
he's not playing
out already.
He's not playing for Arsenal.
He get paid.
He gets paid, but he does not get to play.
We are talking about ballers. We are not talking about earners. We are talking about ballers.
We are not talking about pensioners.
Every team has got a pensioner. Just so you know.
Does Man U have?
Okay, let's move on. Really?
Jones?
Sanchez? All of them?
Sanchez is gone.
Yeah, they were still paying him last season.
But he's not going to.
How about Luke Shaw?
How about Luke Shaw? No, you can't cut out a pensioner. I mean,
really?
He gets to play anytime he's fit.
Very soon.
Johnny Gallo.
Let us just leave that aside and move on. Tennis gets our attention first this morning. World number 1 Novak Djokovic maintained his unbeaten start to 2020, coming back from a set down to win 1-6, 6-3, 6-4 against Milos Raonic in the Western and Southern Open final in New York on Saturday. The 3-year-old Serb equaled Rafael Nadal's record of 35 Masters 1000 series titles with the victory. The win comes amid a gathering storm within the men's game after Serb resigned from his position as president of the Players' Council of the Association of Tennis Professionals to form a new body to represent players. He's being joined by top-ranked US player John Isner and Canadian Vasek Pospisil, both of whom have also resigned from their positions on the Players' Council. The new body will be called the Professional Tennis Players Association, and a document detailing plans and objectives has been distributed to players seeking their signatures. And still on tennis, a player has been withdrawn from the US Open, which starts today after testing positive for coronavirus. The player, who has not been named, is showing no symptoms but must now isolate for 10 days. On Sunday, French number 17 seed Benoit Paire was replaced in the men's singles draw by Spain's Marcel Granollers. Contact tracing will also determine if close contacts would need to quarantine for 14 days. And straight to Formula One this morning, Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton dominated the Belgian Grand Prix to take his 5th victory in 7 races this year and the 89th of his career. Hamilton headed teammate Valtteri Bottas to a Mercedes 1-2 from Red Bull's Max Verstappen. The victory put Hamilton on 47 points, almost 2 clear wins ahead of Verstappen in the championship. The Briton is 2 victories away from Michael Schumacher's all-time record and set to equal his 7 titles. The truth is that a black man, in a matter of time, will become, the greatest ever Formula One driver.
Undisputed.
And I think it should excite all of us.
Yeah, it is. It is quite exciting. And I think the manner which is actually going, with that particular quest is relentless. I think we've had about 8 races already this year, and he has won 6 of them. That's quite impressive. And you also realize the fact that, it is just down to his, acumen, it's down to his skills. If it's about, argument about Mercedes having, arguably the best car on the grid. Same thing goes for Valtteri Bottas. But regardless of whether Bottas and
having the best car is one thing.
Having the skill, exactly. That's what I'm going to, and you realize that he's actually blessed with that. The fact that he has had that early spell when he broke into the limelight, I think while he was at McLaren way back in 2007-8, and then he made a bit of wrong moves, and now Mercedes is actually doing something remarkable. That's exactly the true show of champions, right there from Lewis Hamilton. Because some people would rather, for instance, Sebastian Vettel is currently nosediving, and we're still waiting whether indeed this man could ever come tops again. But Lewis Hamilton went down, and now he's back up again and doing so many great things for himself. So I think we can always give it to him, and perhaps before the end of the season, we'll have so many records to talk about.
Quickly, just to add to that, and I think we shouldn't take away the fact that this guy's got the backing of Mercedes right there. In that particular race yesterday, it's so glaring, it was so clear that it wants Lewis Hamilton to actually win that particular one at the expense of Valtteri Bottas. And I think this put together, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. That it's totally allowed. In Formula One and all that. So I think put this all together, I think it's just a matter of time. It's going to match that record, surpass it, and be the greatest of all time in Formula One history.
Is there any sport that we can't do? That we can't excel in? I don't know.
I'm still thinking.
In gymnastics, we're now...
Yeah. Simone Biles?
Tell me.
You make it sound as if they're Africans. They're not.
But they're blacks.
They are.
And Black Lives Matter.
And they've got their roots.
Is there any sport Africans cannot do?
I'm still thinking about it. I'm still thinking. I can't really figure it out yet. Swimming, we've got South Africans already.
Yep.
It's quite difficult. We are just blessed. We're talented.
Okay, basketball. Don't even go there. More or less like 95%.
95%, exactly. You can say that.
It is what it is. Kawhi Leonard closed out the Dallas Mavericks by making 4 consecutive shots to fill a series clinching 17-7 run and propel the Los Angeles Clippers to the second round of the NBA playoffs with a 111-97 victory on Sunday. Elsewhere, with his 50 points for the second time in 3 games, Jamal Murray forced a Game 7 by out-dueling Donovan Mitchell again and lifting the Denver Nuggets to a 119-107 Game 6 victory over the Utah Jazz. Now, let's come back home. We're here to discuss football. Kano Pillars coach Ibrahim Musa would rather have the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi as Pillars base for their home games in the CAF Confederations Cup than the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna, because the former's artificial turf is more likely to bring out the best of Pillars. Sam Esugila will be unable to host matches at their traditional home ground, the Sani Abacha Stadium, which has been temporarily repurposed as a COVID-19 isolation center. The club's management is currently evaluating the suitability of the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium in Bauchi and the Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna as alternative home ground for Pillars' continental campaign, and club chairman Suraju Shaibu Yahaya recently secured the approval of Sport Ministry officials in Kaduna for Pillars to play at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium. But despite leading the team to their only ATL Cup title at the Ahmadu Bello Stadium last year, Musa says the stadium's unfamiliar natural grass playing surface might not be best suited to his team's playing style, which is more suited to the artificial turf at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium.
Only advise them, I prepared Bauchi because our ground is like Bauchi. So the Kaduna trend pitch is a natural grass. We are not to use in the natural grass. Because you can't see the best of Pillars if you go to the pitch that is no good. I don't think Kaduna will be good during rain season, especially if we say we are playing our Cup Champions League in dry season, we may get it the best. But in bad pitch, you can't see the best of Pillars. If we are training normally it's like in the Ahmadu Bello pitch, we can't have problem. But our ground, Sana Abacha, it's artificial grass. In Bauchi, it's artificial grass. So we are using that. So anywhere we go, if you have bad pitch, you can't see the best of players. That's why when we go in like Ifanyi Uba, Abia Warrior, the pitch is natural grass, so it's not good. So we can't see the best of. We are just managing.
Okay, Musa speaking there, coach of Kano Pillars. Artificial over natural for him. I think that's quite interesting, guys.
Yes, it is very shameful to start with.
Shameful?
Yes.
That's
because,
a bit harsh.
Yeah, yes, I'm saying that categorically because you realize...
He's not saying he can't play on grass.
But
it's just that he prefers artificial turf because their playing style is a bit
What if it
more
goes
suited
away?
to that.
And it's playing on an away turf that is artificial.
But your
that is
own
natural.
turf is supposed to give you some kind of advantage.
Listen,
when you're away, you know
You
you're
are
away.
supposed
Yes.
to get used to both turfs.
Listen, I understand
Yeah,
this.
but you can understand one better.
I understand his plight, obviously, because firstly, the key support they usually have won't be available for them this season, which is the fans. And now they also need to actually make sure whatever any other decision they'll be making must work in their favor, which is why he would obviously prefer.
The fans won't be available for anybody at this point.
Yeah, but
we don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Well, it could. Fans could be available for North African countries.
Not now.
I know. When the Champions League
competition
returns,
starts.
Yes, but we don't know yet.
Yeah, but I'm saying, as a coach, I really expect you to
But
be
then
a bit
a lot
more
of people
diplomatic.
from
yeah.
Kaduna or Bauchi will still turn out for them.
But that won't be permitted. They will be breaking laws.
No, I'm saying, by the time we open up
Yeah.
the stadium for fans to come in,
Yeah.
whether they're playing in Bauchi or Kaduna, people
yeah.
will still turn up for them.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm not sure they will actually enjoy that mammoth of crowd.
Of course.
At Sani Abacha, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
But somebody being forthcoming here, you think is wrong?
Yes, that's the point. Listen, you're a coach. You're expected to be diplomatic because he went as far as saying his team usually struggle.
Being diplomatic is
Struggle-
another way of saying,
He didn't put it right.
don't say the truth.
No. I would say he didn't put it right because you realize he was saying
Okay, so
when his team is away at Abia Warriors.
Put it?
I'm saying
If you were in his shoes, how else would you have put
I would
it?
rather have just said I would leave it to the state government to decide. But behind the doors, I would actually be working my way out to ensure we actually play at both.
But somebody is asking for your
now
opinion.
it's as
Out of
soon
these
as
two, which one do you prefer?
that's what I would say. I would say I would rather leave it to the state government to decide.
Okay.
He's already trying to give an excuse when there is none. By saying,
But
okay,
is it not part of mind games?
no, it's not.
Lower people's
You don't even know your
expectation
opponent.
so that you surprise them.
You don't even know your opponent yet. Why
But
would
you
you
can
play
prepare the
games?
mind of your own people.
Of your own fans?
Yes.
No, that's a little bit of
Okay, Leon women have won the 2020 UEFA Women's Champions League with a 3-1 victory over Wolfsburg women at the Anoeta Stadium in San Sebastian, Spain. For Leon, it's a record 7th European triumph in their 9th appearance in the final. Staggeringly, it is the French club's 5th Champions League title in a row and their 3rd final victory over 2-time champions Wolfsburg, who they also defeated in 2016 and 2018. Nobody comes close to Lyon women's team when it comes to the Champions League. And the French Ligue 1, remember, it's started already. Monaco won 1-0 at FC Metz despite going down to 10 men early in the second half with Benoit Badiashile scoring the winner. Meanwhile, Lille came away from Reims with a 1-0 win when winger Jonathan Bamba left fly with a strike from the edge of the box that beat goalkeeper Predrag Rajkovic and crept in at the near post. Nice remained top of the standings with 2 wins from 2, while defending champions Paris Saint-Germain are yet to start their campaign after losing the Champions League final last weekend.
Meanwhile, Nice are actually being coached by a former Arsenal legend, or a former Arsenal captain rather. And I think that's Patrick Vieira. Yeah, it was something of sort.
So what does that tell us?
I remember we had this discussion sometime.
He hasn't done anything.
It's just a matter of time. I think we should just wait before he starts.
He hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done anything.
Even Mikel
Exactly.
Arteta is doing. Has done better, despite the fact that Vieira has been around for much longer.
He took over OG's squad that was practically
That wasn't
in
his first coaching job. Remember, I think he worked in the US with the Man City side in the US franchise club.
Yes.
And it wasn't remarkable.
But now he's doing something decent.
Decent.
What's the definition
After
of decent?
how many games?
2 wins and from 2 games he's topping the league. I think that's decent.
He has
2 wins.
He has
2
good
wins,
as your
2
last
games.
result, right?
No, even apart from your last
2
result.
games.
You
Like,
realize,
seriously, this is a marathon.
obviously. And you realize they were quite close to qualifying
it's
for
not
European
rated
Cup.
I think this
Let's
judgment should be
just
made at the end of the season, not now.
Just like
it's too
Thierry
early.
Henry,
It's too early.
these two guys, they're legends, but not rated yet as many, especially for Henry. Players accuse him of so many things. Like, he used to suck.
We all have our different
they will lose.
We have our
and
different
then he'll be
approaches.
keeping mileage with his players.
I know a coach that would rather just sit on the touchline without saying anything all through the course of the 90 minutes. He wouldn't even.
If he's successful, it doesn't matter.
But
His style.
he's arguably successful.
Who are you talking about?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Okay, we're not rating him yet.
Okay.
He's still not rated as a manager.
Maybe we
for
shouldn't
me.
rate these ones as well.
None of them is rated yet.
Okay, let's move on.
Is that okay?
Top 3 is now a success.
Lionel Messi would not leave Barcelona this summer unless a 700 million euros release clause is met. That's a verdict from La Liga. Now, I think we need to be fair here. Messi has done so much for the club.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has done so much for La Liga. Now he wants to leave. I think the two sides should find a common ground.
Definitely.
Nobody will pay 700 million euros to get Messi out.
Yeah, definitely. I think, it just boils down to these.
He wants
two
to live on a
parties.
free.
He wants to live on a free.
What should
but Barcelona doesn't want him to live on a free because they'll be losing on both grounds. His transfer fee, that means it's going to be lost. And of course, the money that is actually, making for that particular team, talking about Barcelona, will also be lost. And I think that is one of the main reasons why they don't
But
just
it's
want
made
him
so
to go.
much for them. Now he wants to move
and
in
that
a
is my
different
problem.
direction.
I don't know what if he decides to retire today? They'll still lose money. So why not just allow him to go cash in now on his transfer fee and actually regroup
Transfer
and rebrand?
fee?
Yeah, definitely.
How much should his transfer
I
fee
think
be?
at this point in time, if they are being realistic, they can still cash in over 200 million on him at this point in time. If they are being
200 million?
yeah.
I actually feel the whole situation is dicey, sort of, because you realize that there is a part that really wants them to follow the contractual clause.
Oh, guys,
there's
I
another
wish
part
we
that
could
feel
go on.
perhaps
We're out of time. Maybe another time.
I think the best thing
they
is
should
just to
find a
dialogue.
common ground.
Yeah,
I think
just
that's
sit
how
down.
we leave it.
yes, but then you also realize there's a contract. The contract says he should leave for free. After so,
But
Barcelona is telling you that
That
has
ended in
expired.
yeah, that's the point. So it's either he leaves for free or
Or
he
they-
leaves for 700 million
I
euros.
believe they
Give or
can
take.
find a common
If they
ground.
want to sell him, they can never put a 700 million on him.
Well,
Not even PSG will pay that.
Exactly.
I
Not even
remember-
City will pay.
Nobody.
I remember La Liga we did when Neymar was going to leave for PSG
Okay.
as well. And at the end of the day,
That was
found his
that
way.
was
La Liga is
they
coming in.
paid his clause, his release clause.
Yeah.
PSG did.
La Liga is
His
coming
release
in.
clause right now is unimaginable.
La
They don't
Liga
want
is
to pay
coming in
700
because of their
million.
selfish interest. They are fighting for their own financial
which
profit.
is
It's not
okay.
about selfish.
That's just it. It's not. It's not.
It
It's
is what
not
is
leave.
Let's
They know
talk
how
about
much
the
they'll be
community
losing.
shit, guys. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored the winning spot kick as Arsenal defeated Premier League champions Liverpool on penalties to win the season-opening FA Community Shield at Wembley on Saturday. We'll take a break quickly to catch up with the BBC Premier League updates, and we'll be back in a moment. Enjoy.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp says he wishes he could have more time with his players before the opening game of the new season. The champions are due to face newly promoted Leeds United on the 12th of September, but many of Klopp's key players will be on international duty in the week leading up to the season opener.
In these times, nobody's moaning about anything. Just I understand that the FAs need the games as well. Are we happy about it? No, but it's nothing to criticize really. I just hope that the boys come all back healthy. We have a big group together to train the next 2 weeks, but the English players, the Dutch players, Wales and Scotland, I think, pretty much Great Britain and Holland is away. And Greece as well is away. So then we have 3 days to prepare Leeds. I think they don't have that many internationals. I don't know exactly, so they train 2 full weeks. Yeah, the competition is a tough race, and the Premier League especially. So we need to make sure we are ready.
Premier League pair Ainsley Maitland-Niles of Arsenal and Wolves defender Conor Cody have been added to the England squad for their Nations League matches against Iceland and Denmark. More from the BBC's football correspondent John Murray.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles' first call-up to the senior England squad came on his 23rd birthday, and after he'd starred for Arsenal in their Community Shield victory over Liverpool, in which Maitland-Niles impressed at left wing-back, as he had done in the FA Cup semi-final and final, and coolly scored in the penalty shootout. It's the removal of Harry Maguire from the squad that has opened the door for the Wolves captain Conor Cody at the age of 27. Like Maitland-Niles, it's the first time Cody's been called up at senior level and is a reward for his consistency at Wolves, where he's appeared in every league match for the past 2 seasons.
Tottenham have confirmed the signing of defender Matt Doherty from league rivals Wolves for an undisclosed fee. The Republic of Ireland right-back has signed a 4-year deal. Doherty made over 300 appearances for Wolves and becomes Spurs' third signing of the summer, following the arrivals of midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and goalkeeper Joe Hart. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update.
Okay, that's it. The BBC Premier League update. And I'm afraid we have to leave this morning on Sportsbang. Okay, according to the BBC, Manchester United are closing in on the signing of Ars midfielder Donny van de Beek after the two clubs agreed a fee in the region of £40 million. Meanwhile, Tottenham Hotspur have signed defender Matt Doherty from Premier League rivals Wolverhampton Wanderers for an undisclosed fee. We need to leave right now. Thank you so much, Ayobami Anima Shaun, and of course to Feromi Adegboyega.
It's a pleasure.
And of course, bigger thanks to you out there for listening. Let's do this again later this evening at 5:45. We've worked this morning alongside Aziz. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Have a great Monday. Bye-bye.
Splash FM.